majority of your viral videos don't necessarily have a call to action.
I got in November 3rd and I got my first viral video November 5th. The week after is when I posted the dog collar video and hit again. The main thing I think went viral is a controversial product, or use a product in a way that is not typically the way it's used. February has probably been the worst one that I've had so far. I've tried to think of it like Dory says, keep on swimming. I'm gonna keep on posting.
One piece of advice that you wish you had when you first started.
Your lighting matters.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to TikTok Shop Affiliate Academy, a podcast that uncovers a story and strategy from the top 1% of TikTok Shop affiliates. I am your host, Ivan. How's it going? Today, we have a very special guest, and, she's a veteran in the TikTok Shop space. She doesn't think, she's doing that well, but she's doing amazing on TikTok as far as I'm concerned, repeatable TikTok videos week over week. Some of her main products are a Jugbo dog training collar, a 4-in-1 flosser, and yeah, Marlene's here to kind of share her story and strategy. So Marlene, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be on it.
I love it. Yeah, and so for those wondering as well, Marlene told me pre-call that she was a listener of the podcast. She's listened to every episode, which is music to my ears. That's essentially what I want to do is provide content that people can take and be actionable on and help them in their journey. So Marlene shared that kind of helped her as well. So appreciate you listening.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love it.
Okay, so we like to start off with a little bit of background. Who is Marlene? What was she doing before TikTok came about a couple years ago?
Well, I am a mom to a little 2.5-year-old girly.
Love it.
Like we talked about, I'm a federal worker, so life is a little crazy. But otherwise, just hanging out, taking care of my kid, trying to make the best of it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So 2.5-year-old, is she in kind of daycare or school yet, or not yet?
Nope. She stays.
Full-time mom.
Yeah, she stays home with my husband the majority of the day.
Okay. And then cool. And then how did you stumble upon TikTok? Did you already have or did you go straight into TikTok Shop, or was there like a social media presence that you developed on TikTok before that?
Not really. My sister-in-law had been doing TikTok for a while, and I had just seen a video that said if someone in your household is not on TikTok Shop or in TikTok in general, they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, heck, why not? So I joined TikTok. A week later, we got Hurricane Helene. So we were out of power for a week, and that kind of killed it for a little bit. And I just had to jump back into it afterwards. It was readjusting to life and then getting back into it.
Yeah. So when you first started on TikTok, did you start making videos right away, or did you have to kind of create your following first? Because there's that 5,000 person limit. Or did you get an account, or how did you go about starting on TikTok?
I just kind of started posting little random videos of me talking or motherhood or just things that related to my day-to-day. And I was very lucky. I got into the shop with 1,020 followers about a month in.
Okay, cool. Fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you knew TikTok Shop was out there. You started creating content. A month later, you're eligible to be a TikTok Shop affiliate, and you kind of like, let's do this. Talk me to those first videos. What were some of those first videos like, and did you get success right away or not?
From shop videos?
Yeah, shop videos.
I am very lucky. I'm probably luckier than most. I got in November 3rd, and I got my first viral video November 5th.
Wow. So that one of the first videos you posted turned into viral. What did that viral, like, quantify the viralness? Is it views or sales? What do you think it went viral?
Both. It's at like 850K, but the sales on it, I still get sales today.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just like, whoa, I posted it. I hit the jackpot, like lightning in the bottle, like lotto winner type feel.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just like off the bat. Yeah. That's great. So yeah, more like, I don't know how I feel about this, where it's like is it common or is it uncommon to get success right away? I know I have heard that TikTok kind of values new affiliates, right? Once they
Mm-hmm.
make an account. So that's kind of what you saw as well. Like you post the content. What was your strategy with creating that content? Where did you get your inspo? Did you kind of just wing it? What did those first videos look like for you?
It was definitely just throwing stuff at the algorithm and hoping it hits. I
Yeah,
didn't have any experience with video making or editing, so I kind of just took what I thought as a typical scroller would stop people and went from there.
I see. I see. Cool. So you saw that first success, and then inevitably you're gonna you get those close to 1 million views and some sales. What did that next couple weeks look like? Did you still continue to get though did those next following videos continue the success, or is it a little bit of speed bumps on the way?
I think that's where I got lucky again. I
Nice.
the the week after is when I posted the dog collar video and it hit again.
Right. So you mentioned the dog collar video, which is, one of your top performing videos went viral. Right now, I'm seeing it at 1.8 million views and handful of sales. So awesome. So you and this was in November that you
Yep.
said? Okay, November. So fairly recently.
Yes.
Cool. Um, yeah. And so for those listening, we're gonna review that video later. We're gonna watch it and get Marlene's feedback on it and why it went successful. But okay, so you're mentioning that in our pre-call that recently, I like to talk about a little bit of the downs and how it's not working out so well. You kicked it off great, right? First couple of days, viral video.
Mhm.
Second couple, like next couple of weeks, it could extremely viral video. And then you mentioned a little bit like December, October, or December, January is a little slower, right? And so,
Oh
what
yeah.
does that really look like for you? Like, what does a slow January look like for you, or maybe even February?
I think February has probably been the worst one that I've had so far.
Okay.
I'm not I don't know why, but
Yeah.
just keep on posting. I try to think of it like Dory says keep on swimming. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep on posting.
Yeah. Yeah. What does a post cadence look like for you at the moment? Like how many posts per day?
I try to do 3. If I'm busy or I'm on vacation, I'll
Yeah.
do 1. Um, but otherwise, I try to hit that 3.
You hit the 3. Yeah, it's a common number that I have from these affiliates is 3 to 5 per day of just consistent, right? And just, what you think is a good selling video, the structure of video that works for you, the hooks that work for you, and then also maybe some testing around those areas. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the question was there of how do you get past these ups and downs? The answer is keep posting. And for you, that's 3 videos a week. So
Yep.
I definitely appreciate that. Okay. So up next is the video review. I'm going to share my screen and we will review that effective dog training technique and share it. And then I will press play. Here we go.
Start back on the other side so you're equal.
Oh, okay. There's the
one.
the shock. Okay. This is 2. Okay. Still not bad. This is 2 plus. That's a little not bad, but like
Oh, it's shock and then shock plus 10% boost.
That had a little okay. That's fine.
okay.
Ma'am, ma'am.
I'm going the wrong way. That's my bad.
Fine.
If you were a dog, would you come back and listen to me?
Yes, I would say yes,
no,
ma'am.
no,
at the
no,
end of it.
no.
I guess you could use this on multiple dogs because it has a 1 on it.
Yeah, it pairs up to 2.
That's cool.
I wish I had that other collar so I could use it on both of you.
All right. So that was a straight reaction video of you using the product, right?
Right.
And then that's gotten a ton of views. So yeah, walk me through it. Like, what do you think about it went viral or allowed it to go viral?
The main thing I think went viral is it's a controversial product. A lot of comments that I get have said you shouldn't use this on your dog or like this is animal abuse, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even though it's controversial, people will comment on that. That's engagement.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Common time and time again, controversial, causing people to comment. getting engagement is something that people use time and time again. um yeah, everyone has their opinions for sure, and you have a pet, and I'm sure you love them, and you're not going to do
I
anything
do.
to harm them in your point of view, so it's like really everyone's kind of point of view. But yeah, I mean, I noticed something in there. Maybe you can help clarify. But like, there wasn't a direct call to action of like buy this now. It was more like trying the video. So though that it's got 1.8 million views, did it translate to a good number of sales as well? Or like, how do you find like the view to sales ratio, I guess, versus your other videos?
It's definitely lower because if you don't have a dog, then you don't need to buy it.
Right.
But
Okay. But you still are getting those sales through that video as well, right? You're
yeah.
saying you still get them to this day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Because like, I view TikTok shop affiliate videos as like a funnel, right? The top of the funnel is kind of like a wide, and that's where I would classify this video. It's kind of like getting all the people who might be interested in a dog collar and being entertained by that video and watching it all the way through. So you're filling in that top of the funnel. Like there's middle of the funnel of more education, right? This is
Mhm.
not necessarily harmful, and then etc. and talking more about the product. And then bottom of the funnel is more like buy it now, there's a sale, you don't want to miss out for it, or etc. So yours is more top of the funnel. So I'm kind of curious. Oh, there he is now. He knows we're talking
There
about. So yeah, I was kind of curious. Like your bottom of the funnel wasn't really in that video, but you were still getting those sales. So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool to see.
I'll have to say the majority of the viral videos that I've had
Yeah.
have not had a call to action with them.
Okay, interesting. Do you know why that is?
I would say it's either a product that people need, and based on the story that I tell, they can relate to it and say, yeah, I do need that. And regardless of me telling you go buy it, then they're still going to go buy it.
Love it. Okay, so just to repeat for those out there listening, the majority of your viral videos don't necessarily have a call to action on the video. And me being on this side, I typically preach, make sure you have a call to action. But this is another thing to test. Ultimately, this podcast and community is created to expose and share some of the strategies that are working for some people. Maybe call to actions don't work for some people, and their storytelling kind of supersedes that and kind of makes that call to action not necessary. So definitely just try to tell a more engaging story and see how that goes for you as a creator. So I love that piece. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Cool. So walk me through kind of your other, like, do you have like a main style of video that you do for most of the products that you promote? Like for instance, this one is really just product in use. You're kind of using it on yourself, maybe a little bit of humor to it, right? Joking around, like turn it higher and higher. What is like your typical go-to strategy for creating a TikTok shop video?
Depending on the product, it's definitely going to be humor.
Okay,
for sure.
cool.
Yeah.
How do you try to find the humor in, I guess, beauty product or makeup or anything like that, or some of the products? Like, what are you trying? What are some thoughts that you come into like script development when is it ad hoc? Are you kind of traditionally a funny person to kind of think of that, or any thought process before?
I don't try to think it out too much.
Okay.
I just have learned that the videos that I spend the most time on trying to construct a script or something never really hit. But if I'm very ad hoc about it, just being me, people say that I'm very silly, and I would agree with that. And I think that you can really see my personality through the screen and sell things that typically, or use a product in a way that is not typically the way it's used.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Like a lot of your videos, if you're going to put it on a scale of like entertaining versus like traditional TikTok shop selly type field, you're definitely more in the entertaining, right? You're kind of engaging, and I guess that helps with like your retention of the video and performance of the video over time, right? And so, yeah, I guess for those that are listening, it's like try to keep that person engaged in your content by you use humor, and that's kind of like what I've been seeing in your videos. So cool. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Up next, we are going to approach the rapid fire round of things. And so just questions here and there, and answer as best as you can. So what is the highest GMV generated in a month?
22K.
Okay, cool.
So
And that was the first month, right? Or November of last year, right?
that was January,
Oh, that was this
actually.
year. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that's yeah, it's other like you mentioned earlier, like I interview people with millions of dollars in GMV, hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of GMV, and like like that's it's just a testament to success on this channel. Like you could have success selling 20,000, 30,000 GMV, but what you're doing with the differentiation here is like you're doing it month over month. You know what I mean? You're consistently making that high figure month over month, right? And so we were talking about this pre-call, but like for me, a video that generates $100 a GMV is not too different from a video that generates $1 million of GMV, right? I've seen those videos, and if you did a blind test for me of like which one generated more, it'd be a 50-50 shot, right? So yeah, I think for me, what takeaway for your content is like you're getting people engaged, you're getting consistent results. So just keep at it, like you were saying. So
Yeah.
cool. What was the coolest thing that you got because of TikTok Shop? You're able to spoil yourself a little bit. Anything for your family or kids? Anything, or just banking it away?
I've been able to pay off some debt
Love
and
it.
go on a couple trips. So doing pretty good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Trips are number one, I think, of affiliates and kind of spoiling themselves and spoiling their loved ones. So I love to hear that. Anywhere cool that you went?
We went to DC and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
DC. I haven't
Me too.
gone since like long 20 plus years ago, but it's on my wife and I's bucket list to go visit one of these days with the kids.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
All right. What's one piece of advice that you wish you had when you first started?
Your lighting matters.
Okay. How did you make your lighting go from mediocre to better?
The little selfie lights, they make
Okay.
a huge difference. Or filming during the day, sitting in front of a window
Yep.
helps a whole lot.
100%. Okay, your lighting matters. And then why do you say that? Was there an instant where you're like, I didn't do lighting so well, and then now I did it so well, and I saw a direct improvement? Or like, how do you know that lighting matters? Did performance directly improve after that, or how
Not
can you say it so confidently?
just from my experience as just a typical scroller, I
Yeah.
remember that when I'm scrolling and I see something dark or
Yeah.
like I can't really see what's going on, I'm gone.
Okay, lighting, nice. Cool. So where do you get your inspo from when you're making these TikTok shop videos?
It depends on the product. If it's something that I can just use in everyday life, then
Mhm.
I'm going to see how I can use it, but also how I can use it in a way that it's not intended for.
Okay, that's where you get your humor from, right? Is that correct? Okay,
Yeah.
so give me an example of that, right? Like what's a product that you have and then you created a video with kind of like, let's call it the script that it's not intended for.
Um, it's for the ladies,
Sure.
little menstrual cups,
Okay.
they make sterilizers for them so you don't have to boil them.
Okay.
And I put a vibrator in it to sterilize it. And that
Uh-huh.
video took off.
I mean, yeah, that's amazing. So many things, right? Engagement is probably through the roof, right?
Oh, yeah.
Matt, are you allowed to show that a vibrator on TikTok Shop? I mean, it's probably doing okay right now, but I don't know if a vibrator is like necessarily allowed per se, right? If they see it on the video, but I mean, it works. So I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
mean,
anything now.
I didn't
It wasn't the main
say that
focus for
word.
sure, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
the main focus, so it could be a massager, let's say. Okay, cool. So yeah, try to creative. And I love this idea, and I've never really heard it before, and I haven't really thought about it. But like do you have another instance of where this would work, where it's like one product and you kind of switch it around to be another story? Not really. Okay.
Not really.
I mean, you kind of used it in your e-collar, right? It was not
Yeah.
meant to be on a
On a person.
human, but it is, and now you're giving audible feedback on how it feels, right? And so that's kind of like new. Okay, cool. Have you been able to teach anyone about TikTok Shop and how to be an affiliate? And then how did that go?
Not too much. I just recently started posting on my page TikTok affiliate tip of the day.
Yep. How's that
And
been going?
people really like that one.
Nice. What are some of the best kind of feedback that you've given that's gotten good kind of, maybe feedback from affiliates?
Those little suction mounts that just came out and you can it like vacuum sections anywhere.
Yep.
One of the things that I said is if you're going to buy this, then you're going to need a microphone. And
Oh,
in my shop, I made it a shop video and an educational video of if you're going to use this, then you need the microphone, and I've tagged it below.
oh, nice. Okay, cool. So just be aware of your kind of surroundings or your filming environment, right? If you're doing a vacuum, it's typically loud. You're probably gonna need a microphone with it, and just be aware of that, right? Or if you're
Yeah.
outdoors, etc. Cool. And like you said, lighting earlier too. Like be aware of like your surrounding and your filming environment, if you will. So, all right, cool. This one's I like this one. I added this question recently, but like, how do you think you can improve as a TikTok Shop affiliate?
I am still, well, I'm getting out of that. I think you referred to it as a honeymoon phase.
Yep.
Yep. I'm just now getting out of that. The excitement of all the free stuff has kind of worn off, and I want to focus more on things that I really like.
Love. Yeah. Connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those listening, honeymoon phase as a TikTok Shop affiliate is like your affiliate. You have kind of this blank slate of products that you can apply for and get, right? If you're, if you got some sales, and essentially you're like open door to getting all these free
Right.
things. And it feels like you're in the middle of a Target and you're just getting a cart and you're putting it in your, your cart and, going home with it. And so that feeling is what I call the honeymoon phase. Like you're getting a bunch of free stuff, which is great and feels great. But at the end of the day, now you have to make 50 videos of 50 products that you kind of halfway like, right? And so once you get past that honeymoon phase, which is great, and a perk of being an affiliate, if you want to take it seriously, what I noticed that turn be for successful affiliates is when they start taking that honeymoon phase and turning it into like serious business. AKA, what does that mean? They only accept products that they're in love with and that they are willing to make multiple videos about, and really just really think about the strategy behind making a videos versus just like posting a video just to satisfy TikTok's requirement of making a video.
Right.
Well,
We
yeah,
get all these samples, and then it comes down to the wire. I call it panic posting.
Okay, I like that.
So
And you just make a post just to
just
satisfy
have the
the.
requirement. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm moving
When
out
did-
of that.
So you're just now transitioning out of that honeymoon phase, right? And you still saw success when you're in the honeymoon phase, but when did you do it? Just recently, or just kind of mental thing that you?
Probably about a month ago.
Okay, did you see increased performance post that or TBD?
TBD, that ban really,
Okay.
I feel like hurt. So
Yeah.
I just had one viral video since that ban happened.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Yeah, for those, everyone's very fully aware. TikTok early January was down for 15, 16 hours. All the political legislation. TikTok was down. New president Trump kind of opened it up again, kind of allowed it, and whatever it may be. And ever since then, like performance has been wonky. I've noticed a handful of affiliates saying, and sellers, it wasn't the same. It changed the trajectory a little bit. So how did that ban look like for you? So were you rolling smooth, and then all of a sudden the ban happened, and you're rolling? Tell me about that. Like, what were you seeing kind of before the ban, and then maybe after the ban, as far as like performance?
Before the ban, I could go a week without a viral video.
Okay.
And now it's been almost a month since that ban, and I've gotten one.
Yeah, one. Yeah, interesting. That'd be a great question to pose in the Affiliate Academy community of like how are things post ban? Like, and then for those that are doing well or equal or better, it's like, well, what did you do differently? Are you doing are you posting differently? Are you strategizing your content differently? But yeah, as well as the seller side. So on the seller side, I have a brand that was doing really well. I think it was like, they were like an upward trajectory. The ban happened and like kind of turned everything upside down and started from scratch, right? So I don't know if it's like a algorithm change, etc. But yeah, I think that viral video, let's focus on like how we can maybe get better. But like, is there anything you did in that viral video, or do you think it's kind of a numbers game? Like, what do you attribute that latest viral video to?
It was that menstrual cup steamer. I think it was just entertaining. It was funny, and people were like, what is she doing? Why is she doing this?
Yeah, you got creative. You got more creative. You kind of went at it a little bit, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I would say maybe like going out of your comfort zone, maybe, trying different styles, if you will, of, trying to test the limits a little bit, and seeing where it goes, right? Okay. So how many currently, you said you post 3 videos a day at the
Mhm.
moment, or tried, that's your goal, right? And that's
Try
kind of
to.
like your cadence. Yeah. Cool. Um, okay. So last question here is, what are some future plans? I know you want to kind of get better regarding like the honeymoon phase and, getting more serious, I guess, if you're video making, but what does, the future, 2025 hold for you? Um, Marlene.
I guess it will depend on this TikTok game, if they
Mhm.
allow it to stay or if it goes. But either way, I'm just gonna, like with the first ban, I'm gonna pretend it's not happening. I'm just gonna keep
Good.
on posting like it's not going away. No one's talking about this.
Yep. Yeah, I think, I mean, it'll stay here. That's in some form, it'll be here, right?
Yeah.
Too big to go away at this point. It's just really how they figure out on the back end. Like for me, it's who gets like kind of paid off. Like how are they gonna get their money from this, TikTok behemoth as it is, right? And so they'll figure it out, and it's too big to fail for me. So yeah,
Right.
like you said, keep on making that content. Um, and it'll kind of prove itself, I think, over time. So cool. But yeah, that concludes it for today's episode. Yeah, any final words, Marlene? Any kind of last words, or kind of any tips for someone that's starting out, like what you would tell them if they were starting out, and how to kind of proceed with their first couple sales?
Stay consistent. Don't get too discouraged. It does suck to see no sales or just one or two, but that's where the majority of people start is they don't make a bunch of money in their first month. So
Yep.
keep on posting.
I love that. Cool. Well, thank you again, Marlene, for your time, and you're great.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you guys. All right. See you, everyone. Bye.